Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my first YouTube tutorial. I've been asked to do a tutorial on the song that I played a while back by Sungha Jung. It's called Felicity. Well, the tuning is open F, so that's F, A, C, F, C, and F. So when you strike all 6 strings, it's the chord. You have your F chord right there. So the intro to the song is just some pretty little fingerstyle picking. So what we're gonna start with is, if you've heard the song, then you probably know how it goes. So here's what we're gonna start with this. It starts on the 2nd fret of the high E, which is the F now. So I'm just gonna call it the high E. So I'm gonna still call these strings what they originally would be tuned to. So we're going to start with the high E, the 2nd fret, and we're going to slide up to the 4th. And at the same time that we hit the 2nd fret of the high E, we're going to hit the low E with the thumb. So it sounds like this. So we start like this. Okay, so after that slide, we hit the low E again, and then the high E, and we're pulling off from the 2nd fret to the open. And then we're sliding from the 2nd to the 4th on the B. So after we slide up to the 4th on the B, we hit the high E again, and then we hit this right here, which is the 5th fret of the low E, and it's the 4th fret of the high E. So put together, it sounds like this. So what I'm basically doing is just adding a little, just custom finger picking. It's completely random, and it's not necessarily what he's doing, but as we go on, you'll probably figure out that I don't do everything exactly like he does. So just adding a little bit of your own finger style. So it starts like this. And from there it gets a little bit trickier, because you're gonna have to leave your finger on the 5th fret of the high E, but you're also gonna have to go back down to the 2nd fret of the E. So 5th fret of the low E and the 2nd fret of the high E, and then you're gonna pull off. And that's kind of a bit of a stretch. So what I typically do is I switch fingers. See, I start with my middle finger on the 5th fret, and then I switch to my ring finger. So we're basically repeating the same. So we do that just like we did before, but we're going to leave our finger on the 5th fret of the low E. So it sounds like this. And then when we go back from there, we're going to hit this chord, which what that is the 9th fret of the low E, and it's the 9th fret of the D string, and then the 9th fret of the B string. So that's kind of like a D minor sustain chord. So it sounds like. So we go up to that chord, and then we we're going to leave these fingers right here, and then we're going to put our pointer finger on the 7th fret of the high E. And we're going to hit that, and then slide that chord. We're going to leave these fingers on the same strings. We're just going to slide them down 2 frets down to the 7th. So we have that, and then we're going to hit the harmonic, which we're just barely touching over the fret that separates the 7th and the 8th fret. So we're just hitting that right there, and we're plucking the high E right there on the 7th fret harmonic. So it sounds like this. And then we go down to this chord, which is it's just the 5th fret of the low E and the 5th fret of the D. And we just kind of slowly down there, and then end it with just a strum. So put together, it sounds like this. And that wraps up the first section of the song, and I'll be doing the next section in another video. So thanks for watching.